Have you ever opened Instagram and suddenly felt like you're late? Late to success, late to money, late to life. The engagement posts, the startup launches, the "just bought my first apartment at 24" captions, and for a second, there's this quiet pressure in your chest. You tell yourself it's motivation, but it doesn't feel like motivation. It feels like you missed something. Like everyone else got a manual you never received. If you've ever thought, why do I feel so behind in life? Stay with me, because what you're feeling isn't failure, it's something much stranger. For most of human history, there was no personal timeline. No, by 25 you should have this. No, by 30 you must become that. In agricultural societies, life moved with seasons, not social comparison. You were born into a village. You learned from your family. You worked. You contributed. You survived. There was no global scoreboard. The idea of optimizing your potential, building a personal brand, monetizing every hobby, constantly upgrading yourself, that's new, very new. The invisible clock you feel ticking, it barely existed a century ago. Today, the average person is exposed to more success stories in 1 week than someone in 1800 saw in an entire lifetime. But here's the distortion. You don't see average, you see highlights. You don't see confusion, you see certainty. You don't see debt, burnout, failed attempts, or doubt. You see the announcement. And slowly, your brain builds a narrative. If they've achieved it by 27 and I haven't, I must be behind. This is the comparison trap, and social media pressure amplifies it. Before your feet even touch the floor in the morning, you've compared your life to 5 people who seem ahead. But research on career paths shows something interesting. Most lives are non-linear. Most successful people pivot multiple times. Many experience what we now call a quarter-life crisis in their 20s and 30s. Feeling lost is not rare, it's common. But uncertainty doesn't go viral, clarity does. Because doubt isn't broadcast, it feels like you're the only one experiencing it. You're not. Here's the deeper misunderstanding. You're not racing other people, you're racing a fictional timeline. A mental spreadsheet that says success by 25, stability by 30, wealth by 35. But who created that spreadsheet? Not biology, not history, not reality. Culture did. And culture changes every decade. The moment you understand this, something shifts. There is no universal schedule. Some people marry at 23 and divorce at 32. Some build companies at 19 and burn out at 26. Some discover their calling at 40. Growth is invisible in real time. When you're learning, failing, switching careers, building skills quietly, it feels like stagnation. But beneath the surface, competence compounds. Roots grow before branches. You are not behind. You are in process. So instead of thinking in timelines, think in trajectories. Not, where am I compared to them? But, am I moving in a direction that feels aligned? That question changes everything. Here's something nobody talks about. Most people who appear ahead also feel behind. Behind someone richer, smarter, more accomplished. The invisible clock never stops unless you consciously step away from it. Life is not a synchronized race. It's an unscripted unfolding. Detours create depth. Late starts create resilience. Starting over is not falling behind. It's recalibrating direction. So the next time you feel that quiet pressure in your chest, pause. Ask yourself, am I actually behind? Or am I simply becoming? Because if there was never a universal schedule, if there was never a real race, then maybe you were never late at all.